on in. Come on in. Come on in. Now come on in. Now come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Yo, and I'm back. Okay. We're back. Girl, listen, I feel like we back, but I don't know if this gonna give the same thing Married to Medicine gave. I guess we gonna have to just figure it the out. Okay. Real Housewives of Atlanta, girl. I need for y'all to let me know in the comments. Tell me, how did you feel about the episode? If we're rating the episode 1 to 5, what are y'all giving it? What are y'all giving it? Let me know. Because I feel like everybody is betting on Real Housewives of Atlanta giving us something we could feel. Hello? But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to give anything. Somebody said a 5. Somebody said a 3, 3.5. Really? Y'all thought it was a 5? A 5. With 5 being the highest? I see some 5s. Girl, I guess, I don't know, man. I feel like I might have been a little bit bored if I was telling the truth. If I was telling the truth myself, girl. But let's go ahead and get into the notes. I'm not going to make y'all wait too long. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Please don't forget about BondyBlue Bites. All right? Support. Thank you. Okay. So Britt tells us, I was a video girl in high school. She's really proud about that. Y'all know we looked it up. We know that she was a video girl in high school. And I'm wondering if it's given I peaked early. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a beautiful woman. So, there's always another level to get to, girl. But it's absolutely given. Did you peak back then? Because if I gotta hear about it one more time, I'm gonna be wondering. It sounds like the young men that played good high school basketball or football, but they didn't really cut it when we got to college, and they had to go into insurance sales, or they just had to start doing something else. They could not do that as a profession, but I swear for God, it's the only thing they got to talk to y'all about. So that's why I'm just kind of like, girl, where we going with this? But she said she was a baddie, that the rappers wanted her, but Mike is who gave her real man. he gave me real man. You know what I'm saying? She also let us know that she dated Rick Ross for a short time. I'm sure the girls have a short life cycle over there with Rick Ross, but I'm also always looking at those young women like, are y'all being pulled out of dire straits? That's what it's given. It's given I was about to be on the street and I met Rick Ross, and being with him helped me get somewhere. Because I will never understand why y'all let that weird looking man get on top of him, get on top of y'all and do his business, girl. I don't know why y'all let that man get on top of y'all and do his business, girl. Like, oh Lord, just no. Like, I don't want to be looking up at that. I'm sorry. I don't. It's given the only reason that anybody would really fuck with dude is because he got money and the girls are about to be out here on the street. She tells us that her mom had a $2 million insurance policy on her father, but when her father died, he was in between jobs. And so she ended up having to do a GoFundMe. And I was just like, in between jobs? Our insurance policy don't pay out because we in between jobs? I don't understand. I'll be real with y'all. I was listening to that, and as somebody that has buried their father, and he did have an insurance policy, girl, and he was retired. Yeah, I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding. Like, it's not adding up. Like, it sound like you telling us you came from money, and your daddy made it, y'all, made sure y'all was taken care of and things of this nature. You saying that, but then you didn't have an adequate life insurance policy, because adequate life insurance policy, I don't think him having a job would have mattered. Or being in between jobs, I don't think that would have mattered when you have an insurance policy on somebody. I don't know what type she had on the man. Okay. I'm just saying that's not adding up. And then you was a video girl. You was a video girl, but your daddy was in the house and he took care of y'all. But you was a baddie. It's just a lot of shit that's not adding up. And that's all, girl. Just a lot of shit that's not adding up. But I don't know. Maybe it makes sense somewhere along the way. She and her sisters have drama. Okay, y'all know she started her own insurance agency. That's what brought her to start her own insurance agency. What had happened with her dad and stuff. Okay, so she and her sisters have drama, and it's because they worked for her at some point. One sister quit because she didn't want to deal with her, and the other one she had to fire. And I'm just like, okay, so both of your sisters don't fuck with you. Okay, so we're clear on that. That doesn't mean anything just yet, but I'm we're just clocking. We're just clocking. Porsha and Kelly meetup. It was a very interesting meetup because it was like, girl, listen, it's too early for me to beef with you. So I'm gonna just smile and laugh through most of this, girl. And I'm gonna just let it go because I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. It's like, and yes, you do know what I'm doing. You know, I'm coming on here to make a splash. And if you thought we weren't gonna mention it, darling, you were wrong. But yes, girl, okay, we like each other one moment, the next moment we shading the shit out of each other. I don't know which one it is. I can't trust you. I can't drink around you. Yeah, the scene was weird. They end up, laughing everything off. They discuss Shamia. And I don't like how we went from not getting an answer about Porsha and Simon. Like we didn't get an answer, but somehow this ends up being about Shamia being messy and Shamia allowing people to talk shit about you. Girl, can't nobody protect you from somebody asking why she stole that lady husband. Like some people aren't going to care that y'all are friends and it's obvious that Shamia is always defending you. Some people aren't going to care. Some people are still going to ask, hey girl, you was down to the mall with them when they was buying rings and shit. Why she stole that lady husband, bitch? Like, let me know. Like, what the fuck? I really want everybody to realize Porsha was going to have to deal with this whether she likes it or not. Okay? Like, it is what it is, ho. Okay? Talking about they have a ping pong bipolar relationship. Something is amiss. Drew is in the studio, all right? Angela, Kenya, and Cynthia come through. She's singing a love song. She's going through a divorce. Angela tells them about how she and Charles lived in the same building, on the same floor, and never met before until I'm overseas on tour. And Pete, this Ethiopian queen from Philly, taking classes abroad. She's studying film and photo, flash, focus, record. She says she working on a flick and come my click do the score. She says she loved my show in Paris at a DC Mall, and that I stepped off the stage and took a piece of her heart. We knew from the start that things fall apart and tend to shatter. She like, that shit don't matter when I get home, get at her through ladder phone, whatever that's linked. Let's get together. You think not? Look, I had to stop it. I'm sorry, y'all. As soon as they was living in the same building, then we had to be on the same floor. Like I had to do it. If you were worried about when I've been a who I saw, what love I went to with my homies. Baby, don't worry. You know that you got me. Okay, listen. We were singing, we was in the studio. All right, can you ask about Dennis? Drew lies and says that they don't talk on the phone, and then we see footage of them talking on the phone. She says they aren't friends, but they have a strict business relationship. Girl, you said he was like your brother the other day. Drew, why you always lying? Why you always lying? Why you lying? Like, she's always lying. Oh my God. Drew tried to meet with Porsha, but it didn't work out. And Kenya tells Drew that she's being talked about like she's a whore. Okay, a whore. Yes, girl, a whore. They discuss Shamia being mad at Angela for asking why she was the one to ask if Dennis and Drew were dating. And Drew says that Porsha reached out after the party to meet up. And Cynthia's like, listen, baby daddies, they just hit differently, Drew. We just feel like you did too much here, Drew. We just feel like you were supposed to have a conversation with Porsha, Drew. And I just kind of feel like, when bumba clot or rasclot. Like that's I'm what girl. I'm gonna just say I don't believe nothing that Drew talking about. That's the first thing. The second thing is I don't care. The second thing is Cynthia or anybody else coming to Drew on behalf of Porsha, I'm going to roll my eyes and not give a fuck. And Cynthia, your baby daddy are not the same. Are not the same. Child, listen. The way Cynthia wouldn't have been able to trust me around her baby daddy. Listen, bitch, you can trust me around Dennis. Okay? You can trust me around Dennis. Matter of fact, you could trust me around Leon. I'm just gonna tell you, I might try to fuck Leon. I'm sorry, Sid. I'm sorry, girl. But it's Leon, bitch. Like, that's like if your baby daddy was like Denzel Washington or something like that. Like, bitch, what? You think I'm gonna pass up on the opportunity to fuck this nigga? I'm doing it for the plot. Life is for experiences, bitch. You think I'm about to pass up on the opportunity to fuck Leon? He could have been anybody's baby daddy. It still wouldn't have mattered. And I love you for real, Cynthia. But when Cynthia was like, baby daddies are different, you could tell that mean that Cynthia would probably feel away. And I was, listen, I'm talking about if I was the same, Leon is a senior citizen too. Nah, for real. Like, but JT, baby, listen, I grew up on this damn movie, Mac Down, okay? To the point that I feel like he and my husband have similar facial features. Okay, good cheekbones, good nose, good mouth. Okay, mouth with a F, not a TH. Mouth. Okay, girl. Yeah, I'm sorry. I would have told you though. Like I would have gave you the warning. I'm an upfront motherfucker. If I'm gonna do something like that, I'm gonna probably tell you ahead of time. Like, hey. If there's a possibility of something like that nigga look at me too hard. Ma'am, listen, I want to apologize to you in advance. Gemini Nola girl, thank you for the super chat, boo. I think she meant he had insurance through his job. When he left, he no longer had the insurance. I have left a job where I had life insurance on myself and my husband. I had the option to convert it to a personal policy. Okay. I accept that. Thank you for that. It was when she said when she said my mom had an insurance policy on him. That was my confusion. And then also when they said he was in between jobs. So you just left that money on the table? You know what I'm saying? Like what had to happen? I appreciate you explaining it, but I still feel like something in her story seems inconsistent, but I understand what you mean and I'm going to take that. Okay. Teresa, what's going on, girl? Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Bondi, what do you think of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reboot so far? I'm pleasantly surprised. I think they put a good cast together. No, I do. I do think they put a good cast together. I absolutely do. They feel like naturals. They do. They don't feel like any of them are overworking it. I feel like this is who they are, but this is also who Atlanta creates. Atlanta creates these people. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool though. So far, I'm cool with it. I'm telling you, I really do not like how this photo is set up. I don't. And I'm gonna find that red one to replace this one with because I don't really like it. But let's continue on. Hold up. Because I didn't lost my place in my notes fooling with y'all. Okay. Okay. I like Kelly. Y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I like Kelly. Shamia talked with her sisters about her daughters and how much of a great help her sisters have been to her. They talk about her ectopic pregnancy, the surrogacy, and Shiloh's issues. And I think it just really shows that Shamia has a real family unit around her. I want y'all to clock these things, okay? Because I think it's important to mention it, because I think at some point we're gonna have to be real about the fact that Porsha and Shamia are in competition for Queen Bee of this show. Porsha thought just automatically she should be Queen Bee of this show. But the truth of the matter is, the person with the most story, the most actual life shit going on, family dynamic, real money, like everything is actually real with Shamia. And I feel like that's going to make it hard for Porsha. That's why they probably not getting along right now, because Porsha is one of those women that, yeah, they cool with you until you are embarking on being perceived as better than them in some respect, or, becoming a breakout star. I think she would very much have a Mariah Huck response to Shamia. The way Mariah acted about Quad, a lot of y'all don't like to remember that, but I had to go back and watch it because I was in confusion. And to me, Mariah was upset about that photo shoot. Thank you, the person that reminded me it was the photo shoot. I just be remembering my feelings, girl. And I remember you were jealous because people were really fucking with Quad. And then you came back and kind of treated her like you wasn't really fucking with her. Whatever had happened, it happened in the interim between season 1 and season 2. So it wasn't like it was on camera in order for us to really see all of it. And I thought it was on camera, girl. It was not. To me, it's the same thing with Porsha and Shamia. I think Shamia comes in and takes over and is now the connector, the middle girl, and Portia's upset about it because she thought it was going to be all about her. Just saying. Angela and Charles go to look at one of her properties. She wants to show Charles that she's done right by his investment because he financially invested in her real estate venture. They also talk about Charles being banned from Madison Square Garden in 2017. I heard he was cursing his ass off, and the owner of Madison Square Garden don't like him, so he banned him. And it was a very hard time for them, and he internalized it and made her pay for it. She said he needed to heal, and I could not heal him. So even though we were newlyweds, we ended up living separately. Then they recommitted, and she wants a vow renewal, but he wants to finish all of the real estate shit first. And they talk about how much she spends on therapy, about $1,200 a month. And I'm just like, Angela, I feel like financially it must be worth it. I know you said that you are self-made, but you are moving like a woman that's staying in a relationship with a man who, she may not have a really good relationship with, but I guess it's cheaper to keep him. Like, I don't know. I don't know, y'all, but to me, it seems like you're trying to stay in this relationship, even though it's extremely difficult for you to stay in. Like, you spending a lot of money on therapy. And listen, we all need therapy, but something tells me that she eats a lot of shit dealing with him. And so then she has to go and get therapy and talk about it and work through it, because otherwise she'll probably be blowing up on his ass or make the household toxic. So it's given, I smile and take a lot of deep breaths, and then I go to therapy and I tell my therapist everything I feel. And I think on some point, it just kind of feels like a replacement for a healthy relationship. Like, I have to stay in this marriage with this unhealthy, emotional dynamic between me and this man. Because I'm like, at that big age, I understand you being upset, but being banned from Madison Square Garden caused you to have to get a fucking separation. Can you imagine how miserable he must have been? So I don't know, y'all. I feel like that's what I'm saying. Like, it affected y'all marriage that much. And that's because a lot of his pride is probably aligned with being able to be Charles Oakley at a basketball game, being one of them old niggas that still look good, that still got money, and they feel like they can say and do whatever they want to do sometimes because, when they were playing, that's how people treat them. They are, above reproach to some, to some respects. And so, yeah, I definitely feel like it seems like Angela is just kind of like smiling through staying in a toxic relationship with this man. And that's her business, girl. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a buck with you. That's your business, girl. If that's what you want to do with yourself, if that's what you want to do with your life, girl, then you go on ahead and do that. That's your business. I ain't gonna argue with you because you're too old to be argued with, girl. I'm trying to find the one that my name was in. I think my name was in Charm. There we go. I like it better like that. Drew goes to her lawyer. Ralph still hasn't turned over his financials. I think that we recognize that Ralph was not to be trusted when it came to money when he went and bought that house in Atlanta without talking to Drew first. That was a huge red flag. He gives the lawyer a stack of papers, but most of it is Drew's financials because he has access to her money, but apparently she doesn't have access to his. He he has been a serial cheater. He has taken money from her and he was tracking her. And that was all sealed in their divorce, situation, their divorce file. It was sealed. Well, the judge wants to unseal it. And then, I guess all of this stuff will come out. And Drew gets emotional about it. And I'm just like, Drew, I feel like this probably was an extremely toxic relationship for you. But something makes me feel like that doesn't mean you've learned anything. That's what I feel. I feel like you have not learned anything from the toxicity of this relationship with Ralph. Just like I feel like Ralph hasn't learned anything. And I believe Ralph has a podcast now where he's in the basement. And I just kind of feel like he looks like he's missing a part of his brain. I also want y'all to be like paying attention to people's facial expressions because Ralph, you could tell that Ralph is not somebody that you can actually trust based on facial expressions, like the way he squint his eyes and raise his eyebrows, shit like that, Let me see. I just want to see what he's talking about. Why is it? Why is it not? It wasn't sharing the screen, y'all. Hold up. Oh no, I got it. I just want to see, is this one different?
Trying to create something new. And I think that's what a lot of people that come from broken homes, they say, man, hey, I'm gonna be the change agent. It's gonna be different with me. I'm gonna do something different than my mama and my daddy did. Drew, she came from both parents, She came from the big house, celebrating long marriage, you know what I'm saying? Like, she came from that. So her lifestyle growing up was completely different than mine. So I felt like I had something to prove to myself, to prove to my family, to prove even to my mom and my daddy that, like, look, we could do it, to prove to my kids, most importantly. And I failed.
Somebody said almost taking accountability is better than not taking accountability. I don't think so, but okay. I don't think so.
People that hate marriage.
I really wish he would stop with this loud ass music.
Up in here talking about, girl, man, yo, come out here, let's turn up. It's hot girl season. And they up in here crying alone in the bed or getting ran through. Man, they got bodies.
Do y'all see this facial expression? Y'all, when I tell y'all, I never understand the pure audaciousness of some of these niggas. And the reason why I say like the pure audaciousness is because you yourself cannot pass the rating system by which you are judging women. You could not pass that test. You have dipped your stick in and out and in of several different women. And for some reason, you feel like you have ground to stand on as you talk about the bodies. They got bodies that women have. Oh, I wish y'all would get past this. I feel like the only judgment I have of women in this whole body situation is who y'all allow in y'all body. I don't care how much you use your coochie, girl. I don't care. Okay? Enjoy it. It's yours. The fuck? But I also feel like when y'all allow y'all coochie to think for y'all, and y'all be in these relationships with these dumbass dudes, I do feel like you should be more choosy about who you give your coochie to. I do. I feel like you should be more choosy, bitch. Because a lot of these niggas is not deserving of no coochie. They just not. They should be persona non grata as far as the coochie community is concerned. Okay? Persona non grata, nigga. You can't come up around here and get coochie no more. We saw the way you treated the last one you had. That should really be how it goes down. But the community is too big for that. The community is too big for that, I feel. Yo, look at his facial expression. We know you know because you're a whore.
How do I know? Some of my boys ran through him.
Some of your boys?
Bodies.
Some of your boys? Since Drew publicized sensitive and disparaging information surrounding our divorce on Real Housewives, I need to prove facts and complete details. Dogs are now spreading false and complete information. Number one, the judge ordered that I move to the basement due to false allegations. No, the judge probably ordered your ass to move into the basement because you was acting like you couldn't afford to live nowhere else. The judge ordered that I continue to pay all costs associated with the home and all vehicles, which I paid for over 10 years. The judge ordered that Drew has temporary primary custody of the kids. I have no idea where this asinine request for child support or alimony came from. It's not true, and you can't believe everything you hear. The reason I'm in the house is because my kids mean the world to me, and I refuse to lose access to them like many other dads. I think that's cap. I'm going to tell you why I think that's cap. If you really cared about your kids like that, can you explain to me why there is a scenario where you left your household without telling your wife or your children and went to another state for a few days? If you cared about your children, you would not just up and leave the household as if you don't have to worry about them simply because they're there with their mother. So you don't have to worry about them. Y'all niggas act like y'all care about y'all kids, but really it's because the more you have access to the children, the more you have access to the mother, the more you can wreak havoc on her life or continue to punish her or seek your vengeance, because a lot of y'all are like really petty in these very important aspects of your life. I feel like it's one thing to be, just petty online or whatever the fuck, but in your actual real life where it counts and where it matters to be so small, to be so petty, like it's inexcusable to me. And I think all it would take is a deep fucking breath and the acknowledgement that if you really are a man and it's about your kids, then you should also be handling their mother with some form of respect and care in order to show care and respect for the children. But y'all don't really do that. Right now, I can see them every day. If I left, I can only see them every other weekend. So do y'all see this? The way he basically stays in the house with her, tracking her and all of this shit he was doing, and stealing money from her. And he gets to stay in the house, even though I feel like he is probably like mentally and emotionally abusing her. In all honesty, the podcast feels like some type of, petty passive aggressive. It feels like a way to hurt her and disrespect her while still being in the same house with her. And then you're doing it on a public platform. So you're using it to dog whistle to all of the other dry dick niggas that are, going to empathize or sympathize with you because they can't help it. They see a man with a penis and they see themselves. Like it is the craziest thing, because as a woman, I feel like I do identify, but I don't identify that much with any other woman in order for me to see them and automatically make excuses for them no matter what. I know y'all might like to think I do that, but obviously I do not, because here we are with me telling y'all that Drew probably hasn't learned anything. Y'all know how I feel about Porsha. Like, nah, we're not about to act like I see myself in all these hoes. No, absolutely not. And I don't need to, and you don't need to see yourself in me. That's fine. But I cannot with this. Like this man, I feel like is extremely abusive. I don't care what nobody talking about. As details of our 2-year divorce are being made public, I'm taking the liberty to support men and families as they navigate unfortunate circumstances via my YouTube channel. I've learned a lot through this journey and sharing my experience. Yeah, dog whistle, dog whistle. Kevin Samuels fans, niggas that can't get a woman, niggas that's mad because you got to give a woman, between $100 to $1,000 for some fucking kids, so you mad about it. Niggas that's mad because y'all, ruined y'all relationships and the woman left y'all. All of y'all niggas that's out here being hard-headed and not wanting to grow, evolve, or change so that you can be somebody that women and children will want to be around. All of y'all, please come down to the basement, down to hell. In the funky ass basement with this weird shape head ass nigga, so that y'all can all commiserate and hate on y'all baby mamas together. Okay. Y'all should also jack each other off and do whatever else men, like for women to do. So y'all pretend like y'all like us for 5 minutes to get us to do it. Please no. Please no. I'm telling y'all, the way niggas be in comments dick riding for other men with no facts involved. If I gotta hear one more time from some random dirty, ugly, funky looking nigga on the internet about how I need to go heal, I don't need to heal from anything. Y'all need to just be honest and go fuck another man instead of fighting on niggas' behalf who don't know y'all. Y'all are groupies. A lot of you grown men are fucking groupies. Gonna do dick ride a man. Please go suck that man's dick and take every woman out of the equation. Please go fuck another man in peace. I don't know why y'all have to get on the internet and suppress y'all's love of dick. And instead, y'all come at women when women make comments y'all don't like. Y'all are always telling some woman how she needs to heal because whatever she said about this man got you in your feelings and now you're upset with her. Dude, I don't want your nigga. I don't want your nigga, my dude. I don't. And I know you may want mine, but you can't have him. Okay? Go find yourself a man to lie under instead of come guzzling this nigga in the comments talking to me. I don't need to be a part of that. If I want to see 2 men fuck, I'll go get on Twitter. But that's not what I'm here for on Instagram. Why are you talking to me? It's awkward. It's weird. I really be wanting to tell them, like, all y'all niggas, the way y'all see each other in another nigga, no matter what, y'all need to just go ahead and wrap it up, man. Leave us out of it. Wrap it up. Leave the women out of it. Go be together. Please, go be together. But stop coming to us for the shit. Go find a nigga to clean your house and suck your dick and cook your food. Please. Please. Lord have mercy. No, for real. Because I did watch Adolescence, and at the end of it all is a bunch of niggas mad because whatever woman they screaming at would never fuck with them. I'm sorry. But usually when y'all are coming at me, I feel like you're just mad that in real life, I would not give you the time of day, and you're the type of nigga that I would not even make eye contact with. Me and my homegirl in the comments, we went out this weekend in a way we have mastered the art of seeing niggas and knowing that they prowling you, but not giving them no eye contact, because if you don't give them eye contact, they don't have a reason to walk up on you. Okay? When I tell you, bitch, we was in there like, okay, nigga, move. Okay, you not talking to me. Most of y'all, man, listen. Most of you niggas in these comments is talking to some woman about how she need to heal, and really, you just wish somebody wanted to fuck you. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go heal on my situation, okay? Because I got somebody to fuck. Do you? Like, if he giving you niggas ain't got nobody to fuck. Yeah, you got to look past them. You cannot look at them. You cannot make eye contact. Don't make eye contact with the bear, bitch. Okay? Okay, let's get into Porsha and her mama girl. So, I don't know what Diane's life has been like, but Diane is the type of mother that I think reinforces her daughter's narcissism, because nothing that Shamia did was snaky. Nothing that Shamia did was wrong. I'm just saying, Shamia is actually turning a lot of us off with the way she continues to defend Porsha, even though Porsha doesn't need defending. And what Porsha did was indefensible because we watched it. And we know you didn't give a fuck after. And we know you don't give a fuck now. Because you still trying to act like, and your mama sitting up there trying to act like there was ever any real confusion about who Simon Guobadia was. You never knew who he was, and you didn't give a fuck because whatever reasons you was with him, it wasn't because you was really in love with him, bitch. Stop with the bullshit. Stop. Just keep it a buck, bitch. Just say I was with the old ass nigga because he wanted to marry me and he looked like he had some money. And I tend to be delusional from time to time. Like when I thought I was going to have a music career and ended up in R. Kelly's basement, bitch. I like to be delusional from time to time. I do. Just admit it. A lot of women admit that they like to be delulu every now and again. It just depends. We've all had our moments where at the end of the day, you just wanted to feel good. You just wanted to feel good. But at the end of the day, girl, y'all not about to convince me that Porsha ever was really sexually attracted to no motherfucking dentist daddy. I just don't believe it. Okay? And so for me, you not keeping it funky and you not keeping it a buck about what really happened with you and that man. And what was really going on and what your thought process really was and what your feelings really were. You're not being honest about that, love. And you gonna sit up here and act like we was just supposed to go along with this bullshit. Diane sitting up there talking about, I always thought that he was your protector. What about him gave y'all protection? What about him gave y'all protection? Let's keep it a fucking buck. On that reality show that she had, all he did was sit in the background and barely talk. He didn't do no protecting. Because if he was really protecting her, he wouldn't have let her sit up there and make a fucking fool out of herself like that. He went along to get along with Porsha. Like, cut it out. And honestly, the tea on his real finances was already out before she married him, and she still married him. Whether it was from Tisa Tales on YouTube or when you tried to get him to show you his finances for that prenup and he didn't want to show you his finances. All of that should have let you know what it was. But you didn't want to keep it a buck. You wanted to continue with the bullshit because you like to live in delusion and you wanted everybody to suck it, right? We was all telling you was a grimy asshole for that shit. I don't give a fuck whether that lady was your friend or not. I don't care. You was fucking that man before he came on the show and y'all can't tell me no different. She could barely keep a straight face. That's some snake ass shit, ma'am. Okay? It is. And then the nigga ain't worth nothing. Ain't worth nothing for real. Ain't even got no real residency. You don't know a nigga real name. Don't have real money. Not really. Just know how to move it around in real estate to make it look like he got something. He's smart enough to game a system. He's a scammer. Just like you a scammer. And y'all was going to scam together. But the only thing that assholes never really understand is that when somebody really don't have no integrity and they really an asshole, they going to be like that no matter what. That is who they are. And I feel like a lot of people do not like to be real. Y'all don't like to recognize that when people have certain attributes, it is a signifier of how they move, of their pattern of behavior. If it's going to come time for them to have some integrity, do the right thing or do the wrong thing, they're going to do the wrong thing, man. Like, they're going to do the wrong thing. And that's what Porsha give. If it come time to pick between doing the right thing and the wrong thing, Porsha gonna do the wrong thing. That's just how I feel. Diane tells her to watch Shamia carrying bones. Really, that's not about watch Shamia carrying bones. That's watch Shamia because she about to take your spot. That's what that's about. Okay, Diane can see it. And y'all know how Diane is one of them mamas that likes to reap the benefits of whatever financial successes that her daughter has. I don't like women like that. I prefer the mothers that tell you your money is your money. and they take care of themselves. And if they gonna trick their coochie out to some nigga to be taken care of, they gonna do it, but they not gonna expect you to be doing it for they be on their behalf. Like you want to be out here tricking off coochie to get money, man. Don't be trying to sell your fucking daughter. That's some weird ass shit. That's some weird ass shit. Go trick your own coochie off, man. Like that's wild. So Kelly has an event at Balmain because she got to show she got money. Porsha tells Kenya that she and Drew have the same makeup artist, and that makeup artist was slowed down to getting to her because Drew found out that the makeup artist had to go to Porsha's next and decided to start moving slow and taking a long time. And then Drew got there later than Porsha did. Thought it was funny how she got there on time that time. Maybe it was closer to her house, or maybe she left in that magic hour so that she wouldn't be 2 hours, 3 hours late. Cynthia and Porsha discuss, the messy divorce situation, and Cynthia, everybody can see the stuff that's going on and how Simon is dragging Porsha by her baby hair all up and through the internet, calling her dumb diddy and all of that, talking about how she didn't know what the Underground Railroad was and all of this. And I'm like, nigga, you don't even go here. Like, okay. I mean, it's sad that she did not know that, but you don't even go here. Kelly speaks on her daughter having OI, I think it's called. But they thought that they thought she was abusing her daughter. I think it's some type of like bone situation. And the way it looked like she was being abused, and they held the children from her, but they took the daughter to the hospital and found out that she had OI, and then she got her daughters back. So that was an incredible story, and that's what the money from the Balmain situation was going to, the benefit for that. And I think that was really dope. Drew gets there and it seems as if she's avoiding Porsha. Y'all, what the fuck did Drew have on? Everybody else is wearing like sundresses and just looking very, very Sunday brunchy, very Easter, right? Everybody came with their little girls and they had matching dresses and all of that. That shit was super duper cute, right? Drew came in with a flower shirt on, but a black bra underneath, just showing the bra underneath. And I think some jeans or some jean shorts. Girl, I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I was like, was you going to a barbecue? Where were you going? It definitely wasn't given what the rest of the women were given. I was like, girl, she really missed the cue on this one. Anyway, Shamia and Angela try to talk, but Shamia says that if Angela is defending Drew, then she feels how she feels and there's nothing to talk about. And I'm like, and I would feel the same way about you defending Porsha, girl. The fuck? But Shamia has nothing to say, so she walks off. But Angela then calls Shamia Flavor Flav, and Shamia makes fun of her nose job. Kelly says, y'all can do that at Lennox, not here at Phipps. Okay, I'm like, yeah, because girl, you can get shot at Lennox. Shamia apologizes to Drew for embarrassing her. So they make up, which was wild to me. So you and Angela can't have a conversation about it, but you're gonna go and make up with Drew? Like, that's such weird fucking behavior to me. You might as well have had the conversation with Angela, because she was literally coming to you about what you did to Drew. So you can go to Drew and apologize, but you don't have nothing to talk about with Angela. Like, I don't know what that was about, but okay, girl. I know what that was about. You're trying to treat Angela like she's beneath you, and I'm not even going to give you the moment. Like, y'all are on the cast together. You're going to have to give it a moment eventually. Kelly raised $30,000. I'm like, damn, Kelly did better than the Married to Medicine. Look, we're going to compare right there. Drew asked Porsha to talk, and Porsha doesn't want to talk to her, and she points out that Drew's sister is there. So she feels like because Drew's sister is there, she must have put a battery in her back. To me, Porsha is avoiding having a conversation with Drew because Porsha knows that, girl, you really making a mountain out of a molehill. Like, you are really doing too much right now. It's not even that serious. To me, it seems as if you are trying to create an issue with Drew, trying to make a beef with Drew a part of your storyline, because what else do you have going on besides Simon? You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we can see you going back and forth and the shit that's going on with Simon, but unless we see Simon, unless we see conversations between you and Simon, him coming to the house in slippers, talking about get out of my house, like, what else do you have going on, Porsha? Like, I can't wait to see what Porsha actually has going on, because I feel like I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything at all. Hey, DeQuasia. Thank you for being a member, my love. I feel like Porsha is more mad at Shamia than she is at Drew. Her not defending Shamia against Angela was very telling. Hmm. Listen, you're probably right. You're probably right. T Dollar, thank you for the super chat. I'm ready for Kenya to make Britt and her nose cry. Child, that nose is a mess. Courtney Fulton, thank you for the super chat. This reminded me of the Netflix show Adolescence, red pill incel mentality. Absolutely. Absolutely. And really what it all boils down to is y'all constantly wanting to make everybody so masculine means that they are now forcing themselves to view masculinity as aggression. Which is why I get so annoyed when y'all act like y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when we say that men are socialized to be aggressive. Like it's a part of what y'all feel like makes them men. Anyway, child, let me read the rest of my super chat. Goody, thank you for being a member. People are jealous when you have both parents, especially your man who didn't have two parents. They compete with you. That's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Gemini Nola girl, thank you for becoming a member, boo. I appreciate you. Hey Miko, thank you for the super chat. It's interesting how many yours Porsha is protected like she is. I don't know how you meant to say that, but it's interesting how Porsha is protected the way she is. Candy Fallon and even Shamia have been deeply affected by her. When will her accountability become the focus? Child, never. Never. She pretty and got big teeth and titties and ass. Just like when we saw her on the very first episode getting her ass caught in the goddamn elevator door. Like, okay, girl. Okay, girl. It's given purposefully being, ditzy. Kevin, thank you for the super chat. Britt sounds like she pinches her nose every time she talks. She does. It is extremely annoying. It is, girl. Thank y'all so much. Trans Talk with Miss Chastity. Thank you for the being a member, my love. Hi, Bondi. Thank you for the commentary. Not sure about this season. I'm not sold. Me either. Thank you. You and I are on the same page. I'm not sold because y'all know how Real Housewives of Atlanta likes to make big promises and then fall flat. They've been doing that for a few seasons now. Okay, but let's go ahead and get into what's been happening on the internet. So this was Porsha, girl.
All of your Housewives of Atlanta castmates, who needs the most help with their style? Can I say what the fans say? I don't want to say what I say because sometimes I don't be doing the thing. You know what I mean? The fans come for Shamia. The fans come for Drew sometimes, but I think they both dress very expensive. Well, one dress is expensive. One is like Fashion Nova. Who wears the clothes and doesn't let the clothes wear them? That would be Drew. She looks very nice in her clothes. Like she puts it together very well. But Shamia does have that drip. So there's that. So I asked out of all of the numbers.
Girl, that was such shade. It's ridiculous. Basically saying that Drew looks good in her cheap shit and Shamia lets all of her expensive shit wear her.
Number 4, name one castmate you have receipts on. Ooh! Who brought these? It's you with your cherry cheeks. Name one castmate you have receipts on that you've never revealed on camera and tell us what they are. Well, if I tell you, it wouldn't be receipts, right? And if they were receipts, they have to be shown at reunion, which they will be. So stay tuned. Okay. I say yes, but I'm going to have to take a drink because I'm not going to tell you who the receipts are on and I'm not going to tell you what they are, but you will know at reunion. I promise you that. Okay. You will absolutely know. Now, I'm going to play.
Okay, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm very interested to see if Porsha is going to try to spray personal information about Shamia in order to make her look bad.
Place that card right there. The number.
Because that's very, that's what your close friends do, girl. When you got close friends or people you really trust and let in your business and they decide that they want to, mad day comes and they spray you. That's why whatever you tell people, child, you always got to be prepared for them to spray you. Porsha, for real, just like that, fire. So her and Britt Edie. Well, we know that Britt wants to be accepted. So
playing the peaches. Let's do it. I gotta spray them all down.
Spray them all down.
Because we do know some dirty peaches. Oh, we know some dirty peaches in this. That ain't what we want, okay?
I might have to take this with me next time.
Spray it on them. Dirty bitch.
Come here, turn around.
Like, oh wait, what is that? Learn it.
Listen.
Oh my gosh.
It's for the fruits and the vegetables.
There you
This kitchen is gorgeous.
go.
Yeah.
This just gets rid of all pesticides.
It gets pesticides.
That's that mouth of yours that'll get you in trouble.
Fraudicides.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? I'm gonna let you stop. Stop.
All right, fine.
Be kind. Start with.
Okay, yeah, I like this comment. People comparing Shamia hanging out with Kelly and Porsha hanging out with Britt is not the same. Shamia was friends with both of them before Porsha even met them. Kelly did not speak on Porsha's daughter, and Porsha already did this when she continued to be friends with Phaedra after Phaedra lied on Shamia, involving her in that whole candy thing. So miss me with comparing the two. Oh, somebody knows the history, honey. Somebody knows the history, honey. Now, let me tell y'all, I was down to the DMs with the OLFP, and I was telling them last week when everybody, last week or the week before last, after the first episode, when everybody was like, they didn't like how Porsha was handling Shamia's song situation, and she posted her in Kenya. And I remember thinking to myself, she's posting Kenya as a way of making it seem as if, oh, look, even Kenya's on my side now. Even me and Kenya are cool. So if y'all not cool with me, then that's a y'all problem. That's not a me thing. That's a y'all thing. So even if me and Shamia beefed out, oh, me and Kenya are cool. That's what I felt from her posting her and Kenya. And I didn't like it. And I was like, I'm mad that Kenya is even playing nice with her right now, because you know how she get down. And then Kenya posted #traitor. Now, I don't know if she gonna be on a new season of Traitor, or if she was talking about Porsha Williams sitting down with Britt Edie and doing the, oh, we friends, we tied in, we linked in, we homegirls, doop 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 doop. But it's giving birds of a feather flock together. That's what it's giving. And so if this was in reference to Porsha and Britt, Kenya girl, since been girl. Like, I just need for y'all to pay attention. You can feel however the fuck you want to feel, but once somebody has already shown you that they don't have no real loyalty or integrity to anybody, girl, you can't have no loyalty and integrity towards them. You just can't, because you're gonna end up getting your fucking feelings hurt every time. Boom, pow. Your finance auntie, girl, thank you for the super chat. I'm so glad you keep your foot on peach juice neck. Porsha has always been a trash person, just protected by pretty privilege, but folks are now seeing the real her. Porsha is who people think Kenya is. And I will go ahead and tell you yes. I will go ahead and tell you yes, I will. Makai, hey girl, thank you for the super chat. Shamia could have been a single mom and still would have found a good husband because of how good of a woman she is. Porsha is on a failed marriage #2. Oh, girl. Somebody posted that clip back in the day when Miss Diane was, laying in old boy bed eating pizza, and he was mad about get this fucking lady out my bedroom. Okay, child, a controlling man cannot stand having just anybody in their bedroom, bitch. I'm telling you. Makai, thank you for another super chat. Porsha is trash. Men and women attract who they are. After a while, she really wanted Shamia's life, but she isn't a good person. I don't think so. I don't think she is, and that's very, very sad. That's very, very sad, but it is what it is. I almost feel like if she had to keep her same looks, without no surgeries and all of that, she would probably have been a nicer person. Them hoes getting that surgery and getting a boop and all of that shit, making them think that they look perfect all the time, makes them feel like they can always treat people like shit because they know their looks are always gonna get them in. And then all she has to do is try to act unbothered and laugh at shit. But we could see like it's bullshit. Just like when she burst into tears with Dennis, and when the tears didn't work, then now you threatening that man and him being able to be around his child and shit, girl. Listen, y'all can play these bird games with Porsha if y'all want to. I'm gonna let her have it because I don't really care. Let me see. Was there anything else from Housewives that I wanted to discuss before I get the off here?
And I was just
okay, so this was the scene. Porsha's mom, Diane, is being called out by Real Housewives of Atlanta fans for questioning Shamia.
I feel like when me.
So this is what the people are saying. Okay. This was really disappointing. Shamia has rolled for Porsha like nobody's business and only brought the info to her as a heads up. She wouldn't be blindsided, so she wouldn't be blindsided in a group setting. Miss Diane should be ashamed, and Porsha is just ditzy per usual. She's not ditzy. She not. She's just playing ditzy. Whether you like, wait, no, shit. I'm always forgetting what the WEIGO stands for. Oh my God. Oh, girl, Diane and Porsha setting it up for Shamia to be the bad guy. Varnell Hill, y'all play too much. Who can take the children, bounce them on their knees, bounce them on a knee and sing a melody? The Varnell man. Ooh, did you meet his man? If Shamia and Porsha have been friends 30 years, no way Shamia is the only messy one. At what point does Diane stop making excuses for Porsha? Never. Never. I don't know how Porsha, Kelly, Angela, Miss Diane are all trying to make Shamia the bad guy for doing what literally any friend would do. Miss Diane is planning a bug, and I hope Porsha doesn't take it, because I think Shamia was telling Porsha because those same ladies were going to be at her party and wanting to give her best friend a heads up. Girl, I ain't about to go through the rest of these, but y'all said it, girl. Y'all said it. I'm gonna have to come to y'all in a BondyBlue show tomorrow so we could talk about the rest of this foolishness, girl. Cause y'all know it's just been mess here, mess there, mess everywhere, everywhere. Did anyone see Temptation Island? I did not. Y'all know I don't watch those dating shows, cause they're boring to me, and I don't think the relationships actually ever end up being interesting or real. It's just funny to watch people break up and shit. Anyway, Miko Spice, hey, honey, thank you for another super chat. Porsha is the cautionary tale for 304s who not on a proper coochie management-ish. Absolutely. Absolutely, girl. What else is going on? Thank you. Oh, my God. Charge it to my brain and not my heart. Miss Kemal, is that right? Kemal Day? Thank you for the super chat. He is throwing ish and at the wall and whatever sticks. Yes, she is. She is. Oh, girl, now reminding me of Destiny from Love and Marriage Huntsville. She like to throw shit against the wall and see if it's gonna stick. Too. You gotta pay attention to people patterns of behavior when they be out here burdened. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. I hope y'all enjoy. And I knew this wasn't going to give the way Married to Medicine gave, even though everybody's trying to act like Married to Medicine is not that girl, because Real Housewives of Atlanta is back. Y'all be out here playing. Y'all phony. No loyalty. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. And hopefully with y'all tomorrow for a BondyBlue show. All right? Peace out, y'all.